All right, while I wait for the babies to finish off eating out here, stop for a minute. Let the concrete dry there. Clean it up. Buddy just left. Had Frankie fly past, but sometimes I have Buddy fly past and Frankie turns up, or they both turn up, or they just fly past and say away, and then nothing happens. We had Frankie fly past, and he stayed. He said hello. I think he had a little nibble with a friend, didn't he?
Yeah.
Quick one. He didn't hang about for a while, like he usually does. And then Buddy turned. She just left. You know, they're galahs, Buddy's galahs, if you don't know. And Frankie's are cockatoos. Now, I want to talk about Shalada. And what I've talked about before ages ago about how I wanted to do a little system. I don't want to talk too much, but I've talked about this, and I might as well just do a quick refresh again. It's time to talk about it, as it's an incident's happened before I can talk about it. But I can talk about it now because it sort of relates to what I need to talk about and what I want to show and all that kind of stuff. We might even get an outcome of this. I don't know. Time will tell. Like I said, Shalada could be back tonight, tomorrow, and she thinks she gets hungry and all these things. May not. She might get eaten, might be prowled down by hunters. All sorts of things can happen when it comes to theories and possibilities.
Good stuff.
Yeah, and that's all you can do. And if you ever get an outcome, you can only hope, like when your kid goes missing, that the parents go through, is that they're all right. But usually when it comes to humans, if they go missing, it's not. But usually if your cat goes missing, something like that, someone's got it, or it's looking after itself in most cases. So Shalada knows where she's going. She didn't get scared too much. Oh, we've got a Rosella here now. Just said hello. And their butt and Stella's barking. Yeah, and so hopefully none of those incidents happen. She knows where I live. And she can always come back, as I've talked about when it comes to Tweet. I've had a bird that took 3 days. She flew around, but she still come the other day, come back and come inside. Until the third day, for 2 nights or 3 nights, something like that. And then she didn't come back. She found a boyfriend, stuff like that. Remember that, Emma? Yeah. Well, I just went outside and she was there and she would hang on along the wires here. And she was one of the little tweet birds. So that was many years ago. I got photos of that and how she got released and she hangs around. It was hard to guess who was who because there was a few around at the time. But we used to play our little guessing games for a little couple of years until we knew that she might have passed. Yeah, she'd do a wing twitch. Most of the time those birds don't do it, but they occasionally do. But we had a bird at that time around a lot that used to turn up wing twitch at us, which is what she used to do. We used to say hello to her and have something to eat or drink or something like that. And she had a bump on her nose from rubbing on a cage or something that they had her in. And she kept poking her nose through it. And she made a big extra thicker and had a bump. So she had a little bit of a, if you looked at her beak and looked close enough, a little bit of a difference in what she looked like. So back to Shalada. So ages ago I talked about on a clip how I wanted to introduce animals. I talked about house designs, all these things. I don't want to talk too much about it, but I've talked about it little bits here and there, and I've got a lot more. And I can't yet because of certain circumstances, and certain things should be done right. Because sometimes people copy and don't do it quite right. It's good enough for people to go, I'm just going to stick with that product anyway. Right, and certain things can happen, so it's best. Certain areas that you wait till you can do it yourself properly and show people. And showing is the best way to do things, which is a cool thing. And I video a lot now and stuff like that to try to show people outcomes of stories. Now, I wanted to eventually release Shalada. That was the outcome. And yet I had a sad story that I talked about a little while ago about Ocean, and it was sad for me that Ocean didn't get to be released. And that certain outcomes delayed certain things in certain areas that I've talked about to get the outcome I wanted when it comes to releasing the birds. By the release time, I wanted to have at least another place or an area or a connection where I could release them to do such a proper release. But in this outcome, we're doing a release with a bird that's not usually around here, not usually a native bird. And we'll see what the outcome is in the end, I guess, with all that. But I prefer to release a bird in an area where it's more natural environment for them and a more safer zone where you can check out and study and have a chip in and stuff like that to check out a few areas until we get that study completely done and shown how we can do certain things all in one area. Right? And so Shalada's got out with no chip. Right? So this study can't happen on that area to see where she's going and what happens. But we'll see what happens in that story. But what I wanted to do was release birds that I've talked about before and have a 3-stage kind of system for rescued birds and birds that have been in captivity, have different ways that need to be rescued. It takes longer and quicker. And then another area of when you've released where it's a safe zone, nothing around them too bad for predators, and at least on the ground, that you can make for a certain amount of area, and you want a bigger one because birds go pretty high and fly pretty fast, so you need markers and stuff like that. This is what I was going to talk about. And a safe zone for birds to be released, or certain animals, right? If they're meant to be released in town, so be it, but if they're not, it's better to have it in certain other areas. And so I'm about to find out with Shalada what's going to happen with that story. It's been pushed along a little bit in that area, you could say. You could get no answer. But in the study that I just talked about, you can get an answer, even if it's a death, which is why you need GPS, because you can track and find out where they are. She got out right now. I would have been able to track her, which I talked about a while back with the GPSs, to find out where she was, but I didn't get there because of issues happening constantly. To able to get to that spot, either from myself or some things around me, but it's happened. And so I can't do that part of that study, and I'm just going to have to go freelance and do what we can do best with that, sadly. But hopefully it's a good outcome. She comes back, and perhaps still there's possibilities that she could still be into the study that I talked about when it comes to Shalada. And I'm hoping these guys are open. That's all we can do, and I've been doing that for a while. But eventually the ones that I have that can be mingled with wild and trained birds. Well, there's a lot to it, right? But I'm just giving you a quick rundown of what I want, because a lot of the things have already been done, but I want areas where it can be done all in one area and you can represent it easier and show it and stuff like that. Instead of everyone running around trying to find who's the right one to even listen to, and it's scattered everywhere. You know that kind of information, Emma? Yeah. And so, yeah, I thought I'd quickly chuck out that about Shalada. Hopefully it's good news. Emma's put a comment on Facebook to a couple of friends who look out for her close to near us.
Not yet, I haven't.
Oh, not yet, but
You've been borrowing my phone.
yeah, but she's gonna anyway. It doesn't really matter because we're not going to be running around chasing for her. But it'd be good to know, like the GPS thing, that she's been seen. So that'll be a good thing. But we weren't able to chase her down because she can fly, and she's not really good with people. Like, she loves us. She can get pretty close with us, but yeah, I can guide her, and that she comes back here like I talked about before. If she wants to come back here, she can. Like when she's got lots of rooms in here in the hallway, I have to guide them to get them back. Other than that, yeah, we just got to go and do a feeding. On that, I can't do too much in that area without a GPS and all that kind of thing. Because it's always good to look after your babies or know where your babies are, like humans do. When their kids move on, we got mobile phones and all these things to find out that. And yeah, hopefully have a 3-stage, 4-stage area where you slowly release them, and a spot where they can come back. So when you have it all safe, if they're not ready and they've got a big enough area, they can always come back until they're ready and know that they're ready, and have an area where they can at least feed and know about to come back to, because they will remember that. And then, I don't know, it's freedom. That's what freedom's all about in certain things. And eventually you got to go, bye-bye, little baby. It's sad at the moment. I could say my baby just like sort of ran away from home. Could have, or made a bad decision. And just took off. Or could be a right decision for her, who knows. But she certainly made a decision after bad moments and at a certain time. It's sad, I believe. To go do what she's done. But it's happened. And it could have been influence increased in it, as I talk about in other clips. There could be a lot to it, but we'll just go with the basics of what everyone would know and understand. And have a good one out there. See you later.